Question everything, for the truth should not be televised. And that's for sure. So with that, you got Steve Harvey, Chucking and Jiving Steve, on his radio show with Kamala Harris, telling us that if we don't vote for the Democratic Party, we won't be able to get reparations. Ain't that a blunt disrespect, right, guys? Because we are aware that we already voted for them, right? And Kamala Harris said, oh no, I ain't going to do something solely for black people. Didn't that's what she said? And didn't they turn around and flood our communities with 8 million more mouths to feed in the form of asylum seekers, and gave them economic growth over us in the form of resources and a level of money that they decided they needed to allow these immigrants to come to our community? I'm talking about millions of dollars, but turned around and told us they weren't going to do nothing for us. Turned around and told us that they didn't have no money for us, but they had money for everybody else but us, right? They've been showing us that since we've been here, from Ukraine to you name it, right? But, and we are the ones who are owed money legally based off of crimes against humanity done to our bloodlines, based off of the Jim Crow laws we had to survive, based off of the lynching, based off of the race riots and many other different things that we had to survive, public burnings and public whippings, black babies for gator bait, the delectable Niggro, many things, right? But yet still, we haven't got nothing. Gave the Asians a bill passed for protection against hate crime based off of saying we're the ones hating them, but we're number one on that list when it comes to federal census for ethnic hate crimes. Go figure, right? How did that work? We're still waiting for ours. And they telling us to vote. Well, we've been voting way before all these other nations really came into the country. We actually put boots on ground and forced ourselves into the voting reality to be able to vote, and yet still voting haven't did anything for us. We haven't got nothing from voting. Even now, they're talking about doing things that we haven't voted for, because we didn't vote for asylum seekers to come to our communities. Have we? We didn't vote for millions of dollars to be allocated towards them, did we? We didn't vote for none of this stuff. But this is where we stand. This is what's going on. But see, Steve Harvey, he already got his reparations. He's with Massa. And he's happy with Massa. And he don't care if Massa do anything for the rest of his people. Just as much as he don't care if he do anything for the rest of his people. By coming down and opening up small businesses and allowing Aboriginal Negroes to be able to work in his facilities and be able to hire our own in our own communities by allowing the black dollar to circulate amongst black businesses. He didn't come do that. Same thing with Oprah and all of them. All these basketball players and football players that we watch and go see their games, running up and down the football fields and baseball fields, millions of dollars going back and forth, but not none of them to come together and open up a Niggro league so that we can start generating economic growth for ourselves again, like we used to when it comes to Black Wall Street. See, after Martin Luther King march and this fake integration that they gave us to integrate the dollars but not integrate the people, but to integrate our dollars with us spending dollars to everybody else, but nobody spending dollars with us, not integrating their dollars with us. After that happened, they took an oath that they'll no longer allow the black dollar to circulate amongst itself 100 times like it used to within our communities before we brought anything else from any other nation. Yeah, they did. And this is why where we at. And this is why when you go around the communities, we don't see no more small black businesses in our communities. No more corner stores, no more grocery stores, no more gas station owners, no more really nothing. We're struggling because of these type of people like Steve Harvey. Allegedly, right? You got to say allegedly because you know how this game is played. But this is where we stand. So don't let nobody like a Steve Harvey or any of these guys, like Malcolm X said, being entertainers, actors, and comedians, speak for you when it comes to your economic growth and your political aspect of things. You know, we under a political power that is crushing us. an economic power that's been crushing us with bare minimum resources, and it's called United States, the greatest criminal empire that ever been put together. And the reason why they the greatest criminal empire that ever been put together, because they got away with their crimes against humanity, where they don't have to pay the people for the bloodshed that been spilled, allegedly, or the wrong that has been done to a people on a grave scale in the form of a Holocaust, then followed by massacres and genocides for hundreds of years. They haven't been brought to justice at all. Matter of fact, they control the justice to the point where you can't even get justice from them. It's their Justice Department, and they keep denying you for the crimes that they committed, that they openly make movies about and documents about on a regular basis every year. Before you know it, you'll be 12 years a slave again. But they won't correct their wrong. So, Steve Harvey, you can shove what you just said right up your woo. Because at the end of the day, all of us need to be calling your radio station and asking you why you haven't asked the hard questions to Kamala Harris. All of us need to be calling your radio station saying you must be out of your rabbit's mind when it comes to voting and not getting nothing back in return. What is wrong with you? The immigrants that just came to the country didn't vote for nothing, and they got millions of dollars. They getting money right now as we speak to be able to have an economic flow of our people and open up small businesses in our community, where now they're our new leaders in our community. They're the new dominants in our community, to where we don't even have a community anymore. Thank y'all very much, you so-called leaders and appointed representatives and wealthy and rich Aboriginal Negroes that look like us, for turning your backs on us, because that's what y'all did allegedly. And this is where we stand. So we're going to continue to keep on keeping on, and we're going to stand on that firm base of, if we can't get nothing for our votes, then why should we vote for you? Voting is about tit for tat. If I put you in office for you to have a legacy and have a prestige life and get paid a certain great amount of money to live a certain suburban great life, then in turn, you're supposed to do something for me based off of me voting for you. So you're supposed to do something for my community. You're supposed to uplift my community. You are there to help my community. And if you're not going to help my community in the form of resources, in the form of economic growth, then why in the world should I vote for you? There's no reason. So with that, Steve Harvey, we're not trying to take no words from you from nowhere whatsoever. You can keep them, and you can keep chucking and jiving and cooning all you choose to do. But we're not going to back you. We're going to back us. Because as a whole, our nation is struggling. As a whole, our nation needs economic growth. As a whole, our nation needs reparations. And with that, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. But that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.